crops left to nurture the shrivel and die. Lord, give us a rain, let it fall down on us. Bless these forsaken plains, make this land less dust. We can't keep it up. Save our land before she drowns, before she drowns. Slowly suffocate on these rolling black clouds. You take them on this barren land. Those of us left here to save it, likely to be damned. A slow demise can no longer catch our breath. Our landscape is littered with the smell of the dead. Lord, give us a rain, let it fall down on us. Bless these forsaken plains, make this land less dust. We can't keep it up. Save our land before she drowns, before she drowns. Slowly suffocate on these rolling black clouds. Lord, give us a rain, let it fall down on us, and bless these forsaken plains, make this land less dust. We can't keep it up. Save our land before she drowns, before she drowns. Slowly suffocate on these rolling black clouds. On these rolling black clouds.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Are you ready? It's showtime. Please welcome Tim Kelly.
A decision I didn't plan to make, a life I didn't plan to take. Wrong fight, wrong time. Should've never crossed that line. No one who messes with my kin will ever get that chance again. Let me know choice, I'm stepping in. Should've known how this would end. Doing dirty and you deal with me. Don't ever question my loyalty. Doesn't matter who's right or wrong. Karma goes by another name. smoking gun. Should've heeded the warning. Reputation you've been ignoring. No sweat, no regret. You brought it all on yourself. And we don't give no second chances in these types of circumstances. Every action has a consequence. You made your bed, sleep in it. Do I'm dirty and you deal with me. Don't ever question my loyalty. Doesn't matter who's right or wrong. Karma goes by another name. Or turn a cheek or look the other way. When revenge needs getting done, locked and loaded, I'm the smoking gun. Yeah, smoking gun. If you're looking for redemption, ain't the answer to your prayers. There's a new sun rising, and you won't be I'm locked and loaded.
They're a great country rock group from Springfield, Missouri. They are Midwest Thick. That is called Smoking Gun. And before that, another great song called Rolling Black Clouds. We'll have one more from them in just a moment because it is Triple Play Thursday. Welcome to a Triple Play Thursday edition of Today's Country with yours truly, Tim Kelly, hosting the show. KICR Indie Country Radio is on the air. Add a .com to that, and you'll find us live on KICRIndieCountryRadio.com. That is our website from Branson, Missouri, the live show capital of the world, and we've got a great live show for you tonight. Caleb Martin is going to join us at the bottom half of this first hour. He is a great artist and a great actor as well. He's currently in the TV series 1923 with Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren. It's a prelude to Yellowstone. You've probably seen that. I know I've seen a bunch of those episodes. But we'll be talking to Caleb Martin tonight, and Ansley Davidson will join us in the bottom half of hour number 2. A fantastic young lady and great country music artist as well. So we got lots to get to, lots to talk about, and lots of great music on the radio tonight. We want to give a big thank you and shout out to all of the other stations that replay this program and send it all over the world. Great radio stations like KUHS Denver at KUHSdenver.com, Country Road 58 from Germany, countryradio.musicbox4friends.com from Belgium, devilscountryradio.com, radiotheking.be, also from Belgium, WVMIradio.com, realradio.us, downtheroadradio.com from Ireland. We are affiliated with bigrecords.world/radio. We are on Top Shelf Radio Texas and radicalonlineradio.com. You can also hear the show on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcast, and Amazon Music. Anywhere you listen to podcasts, either search KICR Indie Country Radio or Today's Country with Tim Kelly. Show's been on the air now for 10 years, and we are going stronger than ever. We're going to celebrate our 10-year anniversary coming up next month, so thank you guys for listening. We sure do appreciate it. One more from the great group Midwest Thick. It is called White Lightning on Today's Country from KICR Indie Country Radio. New Country's Best on Triple Play Thursday.
Over the holler, back in the hills, there's a man named Chad. He can cure your ills. take much, just a little sip. Once you start to feel it, boy, kicks in quick. Let the pain fade away. Light up a still, stir in the mash. Let them vapors lift your soul. Forgotten stain, familiar burn. Can do it on your own. Now it's white light and its turn. It'll take you places you weren't meant to go. You try to quit it, it's already taken hold. Yeah, it's the end of the proof. You fought a good fight, you can't win. These old hills got a way of judging man's sin. You can't hide the truth. Light up still, stir in the mash. Let them vapors lift your soul. Forgotten stain, familiar burn. Do it on your own. Now it's white light and its turn. Deeper in the valley, storms rolling in. Shadows appear, that darkness say it's in. Washed in the poison of the hills. Oh, I'm washed in the poison of the hills. Light up still, stir in the mash. Let them vapors lift your soul. Forgotten stain, familiar burn. Do it on your own. Now it's white light and it's turn.
It's time for today's newest country music, Indie Country Radio, with Tim Kelly.
Taking off the ball cap, drink beer instead of champagne. Free time means fishing on the lake. Good dog in an old truck. Football was their first love. Little work trying to settle them down, but there's something about them boys with a little twang saying hey, two-finger wave down a two-lane, baby. Singing along to out your shotgun window. You even went and cleaned up your truck. I heard she's vegan and she grew up on the West Coast. Just like that, I ain't mad we broke up. Don't know her, but I know you. I hate to be the one to break the news. You can put the girl in the country, dress her up in denim, coveralls and new Justin boots. Sit her in the saddle, fix her up with some tackle, but she don't know the first thing to do. Won't fix your biscuits like you like 'em. You can wish and you can try, but you can't small town or big city world. You can put the girl in the country, but you can't put the country in the girl. You either grew up like we did or you didn't. You don't teach a whippoorwill to sing. Take her way out and do some nitty-gritty fishing, but it'll never turn her into me. You can put the girl in the country, dress her up in denim, coveralls and new Justin boots. Sit her in the saddle, fix her up with some tackle, but she don't know the first thing to do. Won't fix your biscuits like you like 'em. You can wish and you can try, but you can't small town or big city world. You can put the girl in the country, but you can't put the country in the girl. Oh no, no. Yeah, I bet she drinks her beer from a glass. I bet you when you get a dip, she gets mad. And when she don't know all the words to friends in low places, boy, you gon' be wanting me back. You can put the girl in the country, dress her up in denim, coveralls and new Justin boots. Sit her in the saddle, tell her go round up the cattle, but she don't know the first thing to do. Won't fix your biscuits like you like 'em. You can wish and you can try, but you can't small town or big city world. You can put the girl in the country, but you can't put the country in the girl. Country in the girl.
She is a country girl from the state of Texas. Her name is Jenna Paulette. That is called Country in the Girl. And before that, another great tune called Slow Draw. Well, they may have a slow draw down in Texas, but if you listen to the show, it is the fastest 3 hours in radio, I'm telling you. But we're going to have a good time tonight playing the best in new country music. The third song from Jenna Paulette to complete her triple play is called You Ain't No Cowboy on today's country from KICR Indie Country Radio, playing new country's best on a triple play Thursday.
You blew in like a Cheyenne wind, blue green eyes with a whiskey grin. It's almost like you knew I had a heart to steal. Yeah, we danced till the lights came on, kissed me slow to a George Strait song. I had no doubt that you were the real deal. You got the head, you got the cattle, you put 1,000,000 miles on that saddle. You sure know how to make a cowgirl fall.
to Triple Play Thursday on KICR Indie Country Radio.
I get up every morning, I drink my coffee black, put on my old work clothes, and then I'll grab my hat. Then I'll head off to the interstate before the rooster crows. Is how I make my living, is the only life I know. Well, I wear a lot of hats through the days of my life, from a hard hat to a baseball cap to the helmet on my bike. But when Friday rolls around, I'll put on fancy clothes, and I'll put on this old hat, the one I love the most. And then I'll head down to the corner bar in my pickup truck and my old guitar and order me a bucket of Bud Lights. And I'll dust off my cowboy boots, my Wrangler jeans and favorite shirt, and stand up on the stage under neon lights. And I'll sing my country songs for you tonight. Well, I'm as country as they make 'em, is all I've ever known. But there's different songs and different styles everywhere you go. But nothing brings a tear like a sad old country song. So I'll put on this old hat and we'll all sing along. And then I'll head down to the corner bar in my pickup truck and my old guitar and order me a bucket of Bud Lights. And I'll dust off my cowboy boots, my Wrangler jeans and favorite shirt, and stand up on the stage under neon lights. And I'll sing my country songs for you tonight. When the music stops playing and they turn off all the lights, I'll pack up my old six-string and finish my Bud Light. Then I'll head off to the interstate before the rooster crows. Is how I make my living, is the only life I know. And then I'll head down to the corner bar in my pickup truck and my old guitar and order me a bucket of Bud Lights. And I'll dust off my cowboy boots, my Wrangler jeans and favorite shirt, and stand up on the stage under neon lights. And I'll sing my country songs for you tonight. Yeah, I'll sing my country songs for you tonight. Yeah, I'll sing my country songs for you tonight.
Song number 2.
I wanna drink that shot of whiskey, I wanna smoke that cigarette, I wanna taste that sweet addiction upon my breath. I wanna ride across West Virginia in the backseat of a Cadillac. You know some cowboys like me go out like that. And I need you like a needle needs the vein, like my Uncle Joe in Oklahoma needs the rain. And I need you like a lighthouse on the coast, like the Father and the Son and the Holy Ghost. And I need you. I wanna get lost in some corner booth, Cantina, Mexico. I wanna dance to the static of an AM radio. I want the moon wrapped round our bodies, lay beside you skin on skin. I wanna make love till the sun comes up, till the sun goes down again. And I need you like a needle needs a vein, like my Uncle Joe in Oklahoma needs the rain. And I need you like a lighthouse on the coast, like the Father and the Son and the Holy Ghost. And I need you. I wanna drink that shot of whiskey, I wanna smoke that cigarette. You know, some cowboys like me go out like that. And I need you.
His name is Roger Adams. That's a great rendition of a song called I Need You, originally done by Faith Hill, who is also in the TV series 1883, along with her husband Tim McGraw, a prelude to Yellowstone. This Old Hat before that from Roger Adams, and we will be hanging out live with Roger Adams this Saturday night at the Nashville Roadhouse at the Branson Star Theater on the 76th Strip, right behind the Olive Garden, where we'll probably have dinner. Come over and hang out with us. When you're at the Olive Garden, you're family. We are family here on this radio station and in our live chat room tonight. But you can see Roger Adams at the Nashville Roadhouse Live Show at the Branson Star Theater. Also, he's going to be there tomorrow night, Friday and Saturday, 8 p.m. Central Time at both shows. So get there a little bit early. The doors open at 7:30, and we will see you there this coming Saturday night. One more from Roger Adams before we bring in the next artist that we're going to play on the radio tonight and interview, Mr. Caleb Martin, also on the Yellowstone 1923 prelude to Yellowstone. This one is called Price I Can Pay from Roger Adams on Today's Country from KICR. Indie Country Radio, new country's best on Triple Play Thursday.
Is there a price I can pay for your love to show what it means to me? To put a smile on your face and to stay here with me? Is there a word I can say so our love won't ever die? Or is your mind made up? It's just too late to keep the tears from my eyes. Climb the highest mountain, swim to the shore. Anything I have to do to make you love me more. Make time stand still. You can make the call to keep my heart from breaking, to keep from walking out the door. Put the stars right back in your eyes, the way that they used to be. To put a love in your heart and to stay here with me. Is there a word I can say so our love won't ever die? Or is your mind made up? It's just too late to keep the tears from my eyes. Climb the highest mountain, swim to the shore. Anything I have to do to make you love me more. Make time stand still. You can make the call to keep my heart from breaking. To keep from walking out the door. Make you love me more. Make time stand still. You can make the call to keep my heart from breaking. To keep from walking out the door.
That is called Price I Can Pay, and we're going to pay the price. We're going to go see him in a live show. So get your tickets now at the Nashville Roadhouse at the Branson Star Theater, and Roger Adams will be performing live tomorrow night and Saturday night at 8 p.m. Central Time, right behind the Olive Garden on the 76th Strip, and we'll see you there. We've got Mr. Caleb Martin on the radio tonight, and how are you, my friend?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you tonight?
Man, same here. I'm glad to have you on the program, and appreciate your time tonight. I'm sure you're keeping real busy.
Oh, it's great to be here. Thanks for having me. Yeah, I've been busy. It's been great. I'm actually in Missouri right now, which is where I'm from. I came back to see my family, and then I'm headed to the Western Heritage Awards in Oklahoma City this weekend. So you caught me back home, and
cool.
The grass is green, the turkeys are gobbling, and everybody's happy. So,
boy, you ain't kidding. We were driving back from Branson today and saw turkeys out in the big field right there before we got to Ozark. So yeah, it's definitely that season, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the best time of year in Missouri, that's for sure.
Well, and Oklahoma, you guys like hunting and fishing too. I lived down there for 20 years, and that's where I learned to bass fish and get really good at it. So
there's some great bass fishing out in Oklahoma.
Oh man, those watershed lakes that people have on their lands that were built back in the 60s and 70s, they're loaded. Yeah. They're loaded.
Yeah, they are. Yes, sir.
Yep. So love it down there. Hey, I'm excited to talk about your country music, your acting career, and anything else you want to talk about, because you definitely got it going on, my friend.
Well, I appreciate it. It's been great. Yeah, I mean, I guess we can jump right in. I started acting about 8 or 9 years ago, and my family rodeos and trains horses, cutting horses and rope horses, so that's my background. And but pretty much everyone in my family plays music. So growing up, I just played and sang. It wasn't really a question of whether or not you played music. I just did, and so it ended up working out where I started booking some gigs as an actor, and one thing led to another. Like I say, it's been about 10 years, and we just wrapped up season 1 of 1923, the prequel to Yellowstone, and we knocked that out, and it's been going really well, and then I've been playing some music, and we got part 2 of that of 1923 coming up, so it's been a good year. It's been a blessing. I can't complain.
That is awesome. Yeah, we were just talking off the air. This show's been on the air for 10 years, coming up next month too. So we got started about the same time. Your TV and I'm radio. So.
Yeah, well, happy anniversary. 10 years of staying at something's no joke. That's for sure.
Yeah, you too, man. And here we are, and we meet like this. You know, and I happened to find you on YouTube. You got a great song called Runaway Train, and we're going to play it tonight. But I was scrolling, or Runaway Man, rather, and I was scrolling through YouTube, and I come across this song, and I didn't know who you were, because I've only seen a couple of those episodes of 1923, Prelude to Yellowstone. And so we're going to talk more about that and find out who you are in the show, too, and who you play. But I hear this song Runaway Man, and I'm like, wow, this is pretty good. This guy can sing. And then I go to your Facebook page, and I start checking you out, and I was like, he's from Oklahoma. Well, I lived 20 years down there, in Ada, where Blake Shelton's from. So been to Oklahoma City a bunch of times. And so
Sure.
I pick up the phone and call you, and we'd already talked way before this interview got set up. And I tell you what, we had so much in common. It was just a really neat conversation, and this one's going to be
man.
This one's going to be that way
well-
too. Although we got to keep
Yeah.
it to 30 minutes if we can. But
no, we hit it off good, and that's the thing about, I recorded Runaway Man in Oklahoma City at 33rd Street Studios there, and that's the thing about us guys just spending time in Oklahoma. It usually doesn't take long for us to connect, and we sure did, buddy. So it's a lot of fun talking to you.
Yeah.
I'm glad to have this conversation.
Absolutely. And you have 26 film credits to date. So tell us about some of the other stuff that you were in before Yellowstone, and then I want to ask you how that came about, the prelude to Yellowstone in 1923. But
Oh, you bet. Well, I mean, it's I'm trying to think of really how it started. It's been so long, but basically, I've worked kind of every aspect of film. I've done stunt work, I've produced, I've directed a little bit, and I've worked crew a lot. And so when I started in theater, and then I started doing a lot of faith-based movies, and I got in that world really deeply and done mostly faith-based films for about the first 3 years.
Uh-huh.
And then I started working for the Discovery Channel, and we shot shows like Homestead Rescue. I worked on that behind camera as well as one of the characters on the show. And then we shot a show called Gold Rush. I worked on that off and on for years and fell in love with all those guys. And but really, whenever I started really getting my foot in the door and started getting some traction as an actor, and people started actually saying, "Hey, this cowboy can actually act," was a western called The Chickasaw Rancher, which actually shot in Oklahoma, just I guess it'd be south of Ardmore.
Uh-huh.
And so we shot that. The film done really well, and it was a Chickasaw Nation production, and it was incredible. And
Wow.
then that led on to some more projects. And then before 1923, we shot a film called Mount Hideaway. It was like a murder mystery film that I was fortunate enough to have the lead in, and it was a great experience. And directed by Brett Monk and written by Brett, and he's a great guy. And then fast forward a couple more years, and then the 1923 came about, and it's kind of a funny story. I grew up rodeoing and training horses, and that's my whole background. And,
Uh-huh.
and I've been riding the buck out of 2-year-olds since I could barely walk. So I booked this show, and I'd auditioned for it on Thursday morning, and it was a very last minute. My agent sent me an audition, and Thursday night they called me and said, "Hey, we'd like to have you come out. You booked the role of Dennis." And I was like, "You bet, yeah, it's exciting." And so the next day they called me and they said, "We want to fly you out to cowboy camp." And I'd heard about cowboy camp because they had cowboy camp for Yellowstone.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Yeah, it sounds amazing." So I called my dad and I said, "They're flying me to cowboy camp." And I'll be honest with you, I think my dad laughed for about 30 minutes straight on the phone because they were shipping me to cowboy camp to teach me how to ride a horse. And then I got out there, and it was the best experience of my life. We spent 2 weeks, me and the other actors, getting to know each other, just sitting on horses in Montana every day, all day. And it was just, man, it was amazing. And it was the summertime in Montana, and I loved every second of it. Harrison Ford came out, and Helen Mirren, of course, and it was just amazing, man. It was a great experience, great family, great production. Taylor's one of the great writers right now. So it was an amazing experience, and I feel blessed to have been a part of it.
That is awesome, man. I've been loving watching the series, and all of them. I'm really getting hooked on 1883. We've seen most of all of those with Tim and Faith in that one. And actually, we did finish that one. It just ended. We just watched the last episode not too long ago. But we got to go back and check out 1923 and see you in that. So I'm excited to do that after I found out you were in it. So and you mentioned Ardmore, Oklahoma. My first country music concert. I don't know if I told you when we talked before, but the first country music concert I ever went to was at the Hardy Murphy Coliseum in Ardmore, Oklahoma, back in the early 90s. And David Ball and Wade Hayes opened for Tracy Lawrence.
No way! What a way to get your country music concert tour started.
No kidding. And then that really got my feet wet into wanting to do something in country radio, because I did 80s music when I was in San Diego, and I moved from San Diego to Oklahoma. And about that time, I started looking into doing something in radio, and I found a weekend gig in McAlester, Oklahoma at K101, and I was on there for about a year. on the air, and that's where I came up with the name Tim Kelly, because everybody had a radio name, and they asked, what do you want yours to be? And so I've been that since about 1999, off and on. So.
No way. Well, that's incredible. I've roped a lot at the Hardy Murphy there in Ardmore. Right? So the Hardy Murphy holds a sweet spot in my heart for sure. Yeah. So it's a great place to get going. That's for sure.
Absolutely. And speaking of rodeo, and I see that you're even a little bit more than that. You have tactical and firearms training, and you are experienced in mounted shooting and archery. So you actually do that off of a horse, right?
Yeah. I've done a little bit of archery shooting off a horse. I've shot off a horse a bunch, rifles and things like that. And then I've had stunt training. Like I said, I do some stunt work on the side as well. And it's just one of those things, man. I mean, you understand it. You're from Oklahoma. Once you crawl on a horse and you fall in love with a horse, anything you can do on them, you try. So it's been great. And yeah, I've trained in Atlanta for a while for some firearms training, and you know how it is. It's been great, man.
Yep. Well, and one of the most exciting sports to me is bull riding. I love the horseback stuff and all of that, and it's pretty exciting. But we used to go to the rodeo arenas down there in Atoka, Oklahoma, all the time and watch them. But I love the bull riding, and so now Johnny Morris, that owns Bass Pro Shops, has built one called Timber Ridge just south of Branson here. And the couple of last days of September, I think the 29th and 30th, and through October, he had Garth Brooks out here for 3 shows in a row. So that was really exciting.
Way.
And so yeah, there's some big things happening here in Branson, and we want you all guys to be a part of it. So we'd love to have you in Branson too, and I'll reach out to the Branson Star Theater. We're going there Saturday night to see if they could maybe book you in some shows there and perform for the folks.
I'd love to come play in Branson. I mean, Branson's one of those places, and I'm not just saying this because I'm from Missouri. Branson's one of those places you just get happy when you pull into town.
Yeah.
It's just it's such a great vibe in Branson. I'd love to come play up there sometime.
Yeah, absolutely. And nothing better than fall in the Ozarks. We got married 1.5 years ago in the fall and had a fall wedding, and it was just fantastic. These Ozark Mountains are absolutely stunning in the fall time.
They're so beautiful.
Where did you grow up in Missouri?
I grew up in Steelville, close to Rolla, Missouri is where I grew up. And, yeah, my family runs cattle and trains horses, and my dad's in the logging business down here. And so I grew up simple and great. I mean, I tell so many of my friends in L.A. and in New York, I mean, a lot of them had great lives, but I'm a little biased. I feel like I grew up the best way anybody can possibly grow up. And, I mean, hunting and fishing, and I always had good horses, and we had cattle, and so, man, I mean, life's been a blessing. Yeah. I love Missouri.
Oh, I do too. It is, it's definitely the show me state, and every time you come here, there's something to see, man. It will definitely show you some stuff. And I love that theme park, Silver Dollar City. I worked out there a couple of summers ago. And
nice.
It's had a great time. There's so much to do for the folks, the families, and the kids, and it's got all the sights and sounds and smells out there. And then Christmas time, they light that thing up at Christmas time. I can't remember how many Christmas lights they put up, but they've got an 8-story Christmas tree up there, and it's just, there's a lot to see and do. But they do love their country music in Branson. It's one of the places that it got its start. Now, Nashville, it's called Music City and Country Music City pretty much. But Roy Clark had a theater here. I believe Glenn Campbell, Mickey Gilley. We just lost him not too long ago. But his theater is still going strong and putting on shows. So a lot of great history in the country music world here. And they love gospel music, too. And you play that some, I see.
I do. So my grandpa's a preacher, and that's kind of where I mean, like I said, my family played music, but where I really got my start and where I really fell in love with actually playing and writing and actually getting serious about music was in church. I played harmonica in the church band, and then I sang in it as well, and then started playing guitar, and I love gospel music. I like the old stuff, and I like some of the new stuff, but man, them old gospel hymns, there's just something about them, man. I love doing them. I love singing them.
Absolutely.
I've never been to a show in Branson. I'm gonna have to change that.
Wow, yeah, that's definitely got to be on your bucket list. We're actually going. We're going Saturday night to the Nashville Roadhouse at the Branson Star. I've promoted that a couple of times tonight, but it's actually a big deal because I reached out to him and I called him on the phone, and I've been looking for a theater for some time that would be willing to have the artists that I play on this program come and perform. And so they booked Roger Adams for this Friday and Saturday night, and he's a great traditional country music artist. And I know we got a ton of other talent, you included, that hopefully will have a shot to come there. And they're also filming a TV show that is a pretty big deal as well. So some of their band members for the Nashville Roadhouse have been Grammy nominated. Stevie Lee Woods and some of his band members have won Grammys. So there's a lot of talent in that theater. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're not playing out there, are they?
No, well, unless you pay them, they will. But no, I know what you mean. They are not playing. They take it seriously for sure. But
yes, sir.
Now, speaking of being busy, you're definitely busy in your acting career and country music and everything else that you got going on. But you're also a songwriter, am I right? And how do you find time to maybe do that and find time to write some music?
I love writing songs. I started writing songs when I was really young, and it kind of works out because, I mean, I'm sure you know this, the thing about film especially, and music's kind of the same way, but working in the film industry, it's a bit hit and miss. I mean, you might work nonstop for 6 months, and then you might have a couple months off. So it's nice. True. So I'll go either back home to Missouri, or I'll rent an Airbnb somewhere and just kind of hole up and write, and I just love it. Like I'm heading to California for some work. I guess I leave out next week, and I'll do a lot of writing out there. It's just when you love to write, man, you just write, and I love writing.
Yep. So, and Runaway Man is the only song that I was able to find. So I know there's probably more in the works that we're going to be getting our hands on pretty soon.
You bet. There's more in the works for sure. I'm recording an acoustic album right now, and I'm really excited about it. Awesome. It's just some of my favorite songs that I put together, and I just kind of broke them down. I'm playing them just kind of broken down acoustic, the way I like to play them in person, and not really overproduced, just kind of raw, and the way I wrote them and intending them to sound. So I'm really excited about it. So I'll send them to you when I get them out. Runaway Man was my debut single, so it's been great, and like I said, I'm excited about this next album, and I'll be sure and send it to you.
Yep, and I forgot to look today, and there's just audio to Runaway Man. There's no video, and I told you we also have a TV channel called ICTV, which is Indie Country Television. So if you ever make a video, we'd love to have that YouTube link and get it on our TV channel. But you know, it's amazing how many views these songs are getting, and there's just audio out there. And you know, you're doing quite well with yours, I'm sure. I forgot to look today, but I usually like to tell the numbers too. But you know, doing this program, I'm not really looking for big numbers and big followers or anything like that. And I didn't even know you were an actor until we, hooked up and started talking or any of that, and knew that you were on the prelude to Yellowstone or anything. I just knew the music was good, and that's what I like to put on the radio. I don't care if it's 4 days old, 2 days old, or it come out yesterday. If it's good, it needs to be on the radio. Then let's get it out there. Is the way I look at it.
Well, I'm glad you thought it was good. That's for sure. Yeah. And so I mean, and that's the thing. When I went into the studio with this song in mind, I had kind of a sound I wanted. I wanted it to have that traditional country sound, but also I wanted it to have a bit of a kick and that kind of a little bit modern sound as well. And when I got in the studio with Gilson, we brought in steel, and we brought in a great electric guitarist and somebody on the keys that was absolutely amazing. And it just came together, and I was really happy with it, and I'm glad you've enjoyed it.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, I wanted to ask you, too, now you've had the pleasure to meet some really cool people in your career as an actor. You mentioned Harrison Ford that you're currently working with, and Helen Mirren, and they're stars in the business. I mean, I was a young man when Star Wars came out in 1977. I was about 15 or 16, and, I've watched Harrison Ford his whole career, and through the Indiana Jones, the Raiders of the Lost Ark in 81, one of my favorite movies of all time. But have you ever had a chance to meet Barry Corbin, an actor that is also in Yellowstone, and he was in Dallas with JR, and he's just been in everything?
I know Barry very well. He's a personal friend of mine. I love him and his wife so much. I'll be seeing Barry this weekend at the Western Heritage Awards, I believe.
No kidding. Well, tell him Tim Kelly said hello, and my buddy Barry Rogers that I work with is his publicist, and we're trying to hook up for a radio interview. I had him booked, and he had to spend a little time in the hospital. He was having a procedure done, and so we didn't get the interview. Yeah. But he's absolutely fantastic, and we'll just play some Texas country music behind talking to him as well. I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah. Oh man, I'll for sure tell him you said hi. Barry's first off, he's an incredible actor and he's one of my heroes. But second off, I just love him. In fact,
Yeah.
I heard a story the other day. I shouldn't tell this because he'll probably talk about it, but I'm going to spill the beans a little bit. I heard a story the other day that he'd been nominated for an Emmy, and I won't tell the whole story, but he was nominated for an Emmy, and he had some problems with some of the producers. They weren't going to send him out to the Emmys, and so he flew himself out to the Emmys, and I'm telling you, this is the coolest move any actor's ever made. He rented 2 horses, and him and his daughter took horses to the Emmys and rode up the red carpet, and whenever I heard that, we have the same agent, and I told my agent, I said, my new goal as an actor is to at some point try to be half as cool as Barry Corbin and ride my horse to the Emmys. So that's my ultimate goal right now.
That sounds like him for sure. I'll tell you what, he is something else, and man, I can't wait to interview him. He's going to be a whole lot of fun, just like you have been, man. I've had a blast talking to you.
Me too.
30 minutes flies by. I knew it would. But there's also something else I want to ask you too. You grew up in Missouri and you moved to Oklahoma. What took you to Oklahoma, and then you're going back and forth now to California? So, what made you to Oklahoma?
You know, for years I'd basically lived out there because my dad and I were running so hard up and down the highway, going to team ropings and training horses out there, that we'd had a place out there for quite a while that we've been bouncing back and forth between. And then I was training a lot of horses at the time, and then also I was working in Oklahoma a lot. Oklahoma's got a great film program and great tax incentives, so there's been some really there's been a nice, a lot of films coming to Oklahoma. So I was working out there a lot, and I thought, you know what, and I love Oklahoma, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to head on out there. So I kind of made the move out there for a while, and that's kind of how it came to be. And we got a little small ranch out there, and got a little arena and train a few horses and have some cattle out there. So at the time it was a nice way to make a living, and now it's sure enough a place to go back to and kind of unwind and enjoy life a little bit.
Man, that is awesome. My aunt introduced me to my first wife that I married, and that's how I ended up in Oklahoma, because I was in San Diego at the time, and we wrote letters back and forth. This was before the internet, I mean, that's I'm a little older than you, so.
I'm going to be honest. My dad tells me stories about writing letters back and forth, and part of me thinks that's pretty cool. I kind of miss that, actually. I wish I could have got a part of that.
Hey, we're the same way, and I just have terrible handwriting, so but yeah, we ended up doing that for about 4 months, and I ended up moving to Oklahoma from San Diego and spent 20 years there. And I just got so many good memories of being there, man. I actually love it, and still go back there because my daughter still lives down there, and we just talked today, so we're going to go back down there and see her and do some of that bass fishing we talked about. So,
well, you let me know when you're down there. We'll have to get together and do a little fishing ourselves.
Absolutely, man. That sounds like a great deal. You got some great places to go down there. That is for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
One thing that we talked about off of the air, I'm going to follow up your song because we only have one. And I put you on a Triple Play Thursday show tonight, so we're going to follow up your song with another gentleman by the name of Brandon Davis, who I interviewed a couple of Fridays ago, and you guys have actually met. So tell us about you and Brandon Davis hanging out.
We have. So it was kind of, again, last minute. A friend of mine was working on the Tim McGraw tour, and he called me. He said, "Hey, we need somebody." My family's in construction as well. He said, "We need somebody that can build a set if we need to, and also can play guitar and sing." And I said, "Boy, I'm your guy." And he said, "What we're doing is we're constructing the world's smallest honky-tonk to go on tour with Tim McGraw." And so I went to work for the sponsor of the tour, and went to every show with Tim. Brandon was opening for Tim, and Brandon was sponsored by the company I was working for, so he was coming and hanging out at the booth all the time. Met Brandon and his lovely wife, and got to hear Brandon sing every single night on tour, and man, the guy's an absolute rock star, and so happy for Brandon and what he's accomplished, and man, he deserves every bit of it. I know he's worked hard.
Oh, absolutely, and he's just a really down-to-earth guy. We had a long conversation on the radio and off the radio, when we called, he called in the other night, and his wife Destiny, I just, I did the same like I did to you. I went to his Facebook page, and I thought, I want to take a chance and interview the bigger artist, and so I email, and Destiny goes, "We need to make this happen." So we did.
I'm glad it worked out.
And she's his manager, and she's fantastic. And
she's incredible.
So they do. They deserve everything they're getting, and he is definitely, his new song, Jesus and Jesse James, got the kids in the video and everything, and it is just wonderful, and we got it on our TV channel too. So.
Man, I watched that video the other day, and it's adorable. He's got all those kids in it. It's absolutely adorable, man.
Yeah, just a really neat guy. Well, you're a neat guy too, man, and I appreciate the time tonight. We're going to play your song Runaway Man here in just a minute, but tell us where folks might be able to find you on social media so they can get some more of this new music that's coming out.
You bet. Well, you can find me on Instagram, just Caleb Martin, my name, or you can find me on Facebook, and then you can find my music on Spotify, Apple Music, basically anywhere you listen to music. Runaway Man is out there on it. So once again, it's Caleb Martin, and you can find me just about anywhere. All
right, and 1923, the prelude to Yellowstone, we're going to find you on there too. We're going to start streaming those shows, man. I ain't kidding. I've got today off, and I'm off through Sunday for my regular gig too. So it's all radio and going to be TV for us this weekend. So and then hanging out with some artists, but.
Yeah, I might be a little biased, but I think you're going to love it. At least I hope you do. And if nothing else, I'm glad you got to talk to me before you watched it in case you don't like it, and then we didn't have to make that awkward conversation.
Oh, man, we're going to love it. I absolutely know we are for a fact. And so, you got some new fans tonight, man. The chat room is absolutely blowing up. So we're going to play your song, and I thank you for the time tonight, man. And come back as soon as those other songs are ready, and I'd love to have you back on.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, and look forward to seeing you real soon and talking again. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. His name is Caleb Martin. This is called Runaway Man on Today's Country from KICR, Indie Country Radio. New country's best on Triple Play Thursday.
If I ever thought of settling down, hanging up my hat in some mountain town, if I ever thought of coming back home for more than just a few days. You don't know how bad I wish that I could say that I can tell you I'm not addicted to this wheel in my hand, that I'm coming back, pack it up and live the life that you have planned. But I guess I'll always be a runaway man. Everywhere I go I got a gun in my hand, chasing down the wind like an outlaw band. These raindrops are falling, your love is calling me back to you, but I keep on pushing like I always do. When a heart's out of love, there ain't nothing more that you can do. So I'm always gonna be a runaway man. Gonna look at Montana the same. When I cross that line, I'll see your face in the rear view mirror, dust fading, your tears soaked eyes. It takes a certain special kind of terrible man who can hold your heart in the palm of his hand, then give it back just like that. He's on the road again, but I still hear your voice in that lonesome wind again and again. And it says I'll always be a runaway man. Everywhere I go I got a gun in my hand, chasing down the wind like an outlaw band. These raindrops are falling, your love is calling me back to you, but I keep on pushing like I always do. When a heart's out of love, there ain't nothing more that we can do. So I'm always gonna be a runaway. Chance to wear your smile again, or see you dancing in the moonlight, wearing my heart again. Cause I'm a runaway man. I'm always gonna be a runaway man. Everywhere I go I got a gun in my hand, chasing down the wind like an outlaw band. These raindrops are falling, your love is calling me back to you, do. When our heart's out of love, there ain't nothing more that we can do. So I'm always gonna be a runaway man. Always gonna be a runaway man. There ain't nothing more that we can do.
Another hour of the best in new country starts now on Indie Country Radio, New Country's best.
Girl, you don't need another outlaw. Ain't looking for another Jesse James. Don't be fooled by my hat and boots. No, we ain't all the same. We don't all disappear into the sunset. Ain't all gunslanging, saloon doors swinging drums. We ain't all rough-cut ramblers out here gambling with love. From the looks of it, I can tell your heart's breaking. Dancing and stress, and you need saving. Girl, that's what cowboys are for. They ain't built for running, no, we're right into the storm. Be your strength when you feel weak. Come in and sweep you off your feet. So take my hand, but let's get back up on that horse. 'Cause that's what cowboys are for. I'd walk 1,000 miles across the desert, climb 100 mountains just so I love your biggest ass on the Arizona sky and hold you tight. Girl, that's what cowboys are for. They ain't built for running, no, we're right into the storm. Be your strength when you feel weak. Come in and sweep you off your feet. So take my hand, but let's get back up on that horse. 'Cause that's what cowboys are for. Dancing in the stress, and you've been waiting for a hero to go saddle up and save you. Girl, that's what cowboys are for. Ain't built for running, we're right into the storm. Your strength when you feel weak. Come and sweep you off your feet. So take my hand, let's get back up on that horse. That's what cowboys are for. That's what cowboys are for. That's what cowboys are for.
Song number 2.
I got me some Jesus and a little Jesse James, some holy water whiskey running through my veins. Working hard to get to heaven, ain't scared to go down in flames. I got me some Jesus and a little Jesse James. I got me some Jesus and a little Jesse James. Where I come from, it's Sunday morning steeple. Open up the front door, there's a bunch of good people. On Saturday night, it's the same old folks, throwing back a few beers and lighting up smokes. Ooh, it's in my blood, it's how I was raised up. Ooh, like Mama's King James and Granddaddy's pistol. I got me some Jesus and a little Jesse James, some holy water whiskey running through my veins. Working hard to get to heaven, ain't scared to go down in flames. I'm a saint, I'm a sinner, rolled her out into one. I'm a straight shooter till you're at the end of my gun. I'll even say a prayer for you when your time has come. Got me some Jesus and a little Jesse James. I got me some Jesus and a little Jesse James. Well, she walked in rolling out like thunder. Them river blue eyes ever pulling me under. She saved my soul without even trying. She helps me walk that line right between Jesus and a little Jesse James. Some holy water whiskey running through my veins. Working hard to get to heaven, ain't scared to go down in flames. I'm a saint, I'm a sinner, rolled her out into one. I'm a straight shooter till you're at the end of my gun. I'll even say a prayer for you when your time has come. I got me some Jesus and a little Jesse James. I got me some Jesus and a little Jesse James. It's in my blood, it's how I was raised up. Ooh, like Mama's King James and Granddaddy's pistol. I got me some Jesus and a little Jesse James. Some holy water whiskey running through my veins. Working hard to get to heaven, ain't scared to go down in flames. I'm a saint, I'm a sinner on a ride into one. I'm a straight shooter till you're at the end of my gun. I'll even say a prayer for you when your time has come. I got me some Jesus and a little Jesse James. I got me some Jesus and a little Jesse James.
His name is Brendan Davis. You can check out the video to Jesus and Jesse James playing in rotation 24/7 on our TV channel, ICTV Indie Country TV, powered by Strim. Brendan Davis played with Tim McGraw, of course, and we talked about that in the interview with Caleb Martin, and he got to open for him last year on his 2022 tour. Pretty cool deal. And he went viral on that great little app called TikTok, and that's where I found him. Well, I had a great radio interview with Caleb Martin, actor in the 1923 series Prelude to Yellowstone. We got to go check him out on that TV show. He's a fantastic gentleman and a great country music artist. Now we got to go watch him on the big screen, that is for sure. The third song in the triple play for Brendan Davis is called See You In It on today's country from KICR Indie Country Radio, playing new country's best on Triple Play Thursday, hour number 2.
Do you remember that time we were sitting there beneath the porch light on a late night? You were just smiling back at me, the world took the back seat. I was hanging on your every word. Or that night we caught the late show, your daddy didn't know we were flying down a back road. His F-150 was where I stole your heart in the Georgia dirt. I can see you in this town, and you think I'd burn it down, but every red light street sign leads me back in town to a place where I'm loving you. And I can see memories as I walk down this 2-bed, 1-bath home. Ain't a corner in this town your love ain't living. I know you're gone, but I see you in it. Thinking back now, I can still see summer sundress, your hair in a mess. We were Everybody's dream, always be 18. Thought we had forever found. I can see you in this town, and you think I'd burn it down. But every red light street sign leads me back in time to a place where I'm loving you. And I can see memories as I walk down this 2-bed, 1-bath hall. Ain't a corner in this town your love ain't living. I know you're gone, but I see you in it. Yeah. I tried leaving, but every time I try to cross that county line, I find leaving here means leaving you behind. I can see you in this town, and you think I burn it down. But every red light street sign leads me back in time to a place where I'm loving you. And I can see memories as I walk down this 2-bed, 1-bath hall. Ain't a corner in this town your love ain't living. Ain't a corner in this town your love ain't living. I know you're gone, but I see you in it. I see you in it.
Great country tunes on the radio.
Get it? Today's country.
Country lives right here. Country is what we do. Today's country. More of today's new country now.
I love the music.
You're listening to KICR Indie Country Radio, syndicated worldwide, playing new country's best.
Now this is my kind of country. New country. New country. New country.
What's a bar with empty bar stools, Sunday morning, empty church pews, climbing to the top without some friends to share the view. Road trip with an empty shotgun, mixtape that you made for no one. What's a song with nobody to sing to? If I know one thing, it's I can't cheers alone, two's a crowd and three's a party, and we got room to grow. What's a year without a hot country song without the drop? I need y'all, y'all or nothing. You're the party, I'm the starter. 1 or 2 step, I'm your partner. If you walk the line, you can bet I'll walk it too. You're Johnny and I'm June. If I know one thing, it's I can't cheers alone. Two's a crowd and three's a party, and we got room to grow. What's a year without a hot country song without the drop? I need y'all, y'all or nothing. Y'all or nothing. Oh, let me tell you something. If there's one thing I know, if you ain't coming with me, then I'll be staying home. It's y'all or nothing, and I can't cheers alone. Two's a crowd and three's a party, and we got room to grow. What's a year without a hot country song without the drop? I need y'all. Yeah, it's y'all or nothing, and I can't cheers alone. Two's a crowd and three's a party, and we got room to grow. What's a year without a hot country song without the drop? I need y'all, y'all or nothing. Y'all or nothing. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Song number 2.
across the country. Gave up on this pipe dream and found something steady. Grandma hoped I'd save every 20 that she sent me. Poor new guitar strings, but I spent it on a nose ring. She didn't tell me what to do, but somehow I just knew that every Christmas she played my favorite songs just so I would sing. Her friends knew every word, she had my demos on repeat. Said you have a gift for a reason, she never got to see it, but every day I live this dream. I know Grandma's up in heaven, pulling strings. Now every time I step on stage I can feel her with me. She said dress to impress, so I always wear a jewelry. And every time my light shines down to guide me on this road, it might look like luck, but it's her love. I know that every Christmas she played my favorite songs just so I would sing. Her friends knew every word, she had my demos on repeat. Said you have a gift for a reason, she never got to see it, but every day I live this dream. I know Grandma's up in heaven, pulling strings on the soul guitar, and the ones that have gotten me this far must have asked God for a favor. I wish I could thank her. So every Christmas I still play those songs. I know she's listening, smiling, 'cause she got me right where I'm supposed to be. She knew I had a gift for a reason, now I finally believe it, 'cause every day I live this dream. I know Grandma's up in heaven, pulling strings. Oh, pulling strings.
I had a great radio interview with her last week. She is Sophie Lynn, formerly of the group Honey County, and she is embarking on her own. That's a great tune she wrote for her grandma. We talked about that in the live radio interview last week called Pulling Strings. I love the lyrics to that one, and great vocal performance as well. And before that, another great tune called Y'all or Nothing from Sophie Lynn. Great music on the radio tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Well, she just recently got married as well. We talked about that in the radio interview. I did that same thing about a year and a half ago, and so she wrote a song about that too. It's the third one in the triple play for Sophie Lynn. It is called Getting Hitched, the Bachelorette song on Today's Country from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's best.
Champagne, I'm changing my last name. My baby gave me a ring. Got my girls to my left and my right. They're in black and I'm in white. On Sunday I'll say I do, but tonight we're in our Daisy Dukes. We're not looking for trouble, getting hit, so pour me a double. Guys still try to flirt, even in my bride-to-be t-shirt. Tonight might get a little wild, but these boots were made for down the aisle, down the aisle, down the aisle, down the aisle. Fill up the glasses, all I know is mimosas are bottomless. Won't cross the line, nothing to hide except decorations mama don't like. But before the wedding bells, we are gonna raise some hell on the dance floor. We're not looking for trouble, getting hit, so pour me a double. Guys still try to flirt, even in my bride-to-be t-shirt. Tonight might get a little wild, but these boots were made for walking down the aisle. I think he might go too far. She might get us kicked out of the bar. That's okay, 'cause 'cause it's almost 3 and pizza sounds pretty good to me. Cheers to all my ride or dies. We will never forget this night. Oh, we're not looking for trouble, getting hit, so pour me a double. Guys still try to flirt, even in my bride-to-be t-shirt. Tonight might get a little wild, but these boots are made for walking. We're not looking for trouble, getting hit, so pour me a double. Guys still try to flirt, even in my bride-to-be t-shirt. Tonight might get a little wild, but these boots were made for walking down the aisle. Down the aisle. All my girls will send me off in style. Yeah, tonight might get a little wild, but these boots were made for walking down the aisle.
Once again, her name is Sophie Lynn, formerly of the group Honey County, embarking on a solo career, and she is going to kill it with music like that. That is called Getting Hitched, her latest single, The Bachelorette Song. Go check her out on all social media. SophieLynn.com or music.com, I believe, is her website. And you can check out our great radio interview from last week if you missed that as well. It is still on our website. All of our shows are there from this year and well into last year as well on KICR IndieCountryRadio.com. Just hit that Spreaker Live radio player. Well, we are live right now with a great young lady, a very talented young lady by the name of Ansley Davidson. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing so well. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic as well. Thanks for doing the program tonight. I sure do appreciate it, and I want to give a big thank you and shout out to Eric Dodd, who set this radio interview up. We talked on the phone before you came on tonight, and I sure do appreciate him getting us together and doing this interview tonight.
Yeah, for sure. Me too. I'm happy to be here.
Yep, I was buzzing through YouTube as I do every minute of the waking hour that I have for radio stuff, and I come across this video called Forget Me Not, and you're in it, and I never heard of Ansley Davidson in my life, and a unique name, so I thought I'm going to click on that and see if this is any good, and oh boy was it. So we got your video playing on rotation on our TV channel, ICTV, which is Indie Country TV 24/7. And we're going to play the song. Yeah, we're going to play the song tonight. But the reason I really love doing these radio interviews is because I call them the stories behind the songs. That's what I really want to hear. So I see you're from Georgia, Greensboro, Georgia. Where's that in relation to maybe Atlanta? That's all I know of Georgia pretty much.
Yeah, it is. It's a little town. So it's south of Atlanta, southeast area. But yeah, it's just a little lake town, but I love it for sure.
Awesome. And born and raised there, I guess?
I actually moved there. I'm born and raised in Cumming, Georgia, which is north of Atlanta, and that's where I spent a lot of my childhood. And I moved to Greensboro, but I would say Greensboro is really where I started pursuing music. So it's where my career was born and raised, I guess you could say.
Awesome. And this is a really cool deal. I've done hundreds of these interviews, and I don't think this has ever been something that I've been able to talk about. Maybe, but anything doesn't really stick out with an artist. But you began playing and writing songs as a young teen with your dad. Now that's cool.
Yes, for sure. It's been my fun fact on the first day of school for as many years as I can remember. So it's definitely a cool thing to be able to say. I write my songs. Not only do I write songs, but I get to write them with my dad.
Yeah.
And he's very good. So that's awesome too.
That is cool. Now, what did you and Dad kind of grow up listening to on the radio, and it made you want to do something in country music? Because I say this all the time, for a young lady like yourself, there's so many genres out there. Being from Georgia probably helped, but what made you pick country music?
Man, well, my mama is actually the one who really ingrained country music in me and my brothers from a young age. And my dad, for as long as I can remember, my dad and I would listen to contemporary Christian music in the car. So we had Stephen Curtis Chapman on replay and FFH, and honestly, those bands had that underlying country music feel to them of just the storytelling and everything from the instruments to the lyrics. And so I think from an early age, I had the storytelling aspect of country music, and then I had my mom's playlist going of Dolly and Garth and Trisha and the greats, and so I got to put those together, and that's what really led me to modern country music, which is what I really love, and I was able to put the stories that I had heard from these other genres with the voices that I love so much and the sound I love so much of country, and that led me to now the modern country. So it was kind of a mix of two things that ended up turning me to country music. But like you said, being from Georgia for sure helped.
Yep, they love the
way.
country music down there for sure.
Yes, sir.
I got a buddy of mine, Gary Howard. He just came out of back surgery not too long ago. I interviewed him a few weeks ago, right before he went in for back surgery, and he's recouping and doing quite well. And he's from down there. He's from Dallas, Georgia. And before I talked to him, I didn't even know there was a Dallas in Georgia. I knew about Texas. But I didn't.
Yeah, I've never heard of Dallas, Georgia either.
Yeah,
so.
he said there was a Dallas, Georgia. So yep, that's where he grew up, and so that is awesome. Now, you at 16 years old were on a talent show, and we play a lot of those artists. Team Blake of The Voice, the country ones that didn't win, but they don't quit going. They keep making this great original music. But you were on a show called American Idol, and I've played some artists from that show as well. At 16 years old, you were on that program, and I'm not going to ask how old you are now, but you received the golden ticket, but unfortunately, due to COVID, and you tested positive for COVID, I guess, and had to leave the show. Now, that stinks, because it got me, too, and my wife both, during that time when it was at its peak there in 2020. So that's a sad deal, but tell us about that whole experience and kind of how that even happened.
Yeah, it's actually a crazy story, but I started really posting my music on social media when the world shut down. So, like May of 2020, I really got to posting mainly on Instagram and on Facebook. And one of my mom's friends from kindergarten actually reached out to her and said, I saw your daughter's video, and if you get a call from American Idol, like, it's legit, and you should answer it. And so she had... her husband is a radio guy as well, and he knew some people from the show, and it was a really cool way that he just connected me with them, and so they reached out, and I remember sitting in class over Zoom. I was in my room, and I was on Zoom at the beginning of my sophomore year of high school, and my mom came in, and she said, I need to talk to you. And I was like, I'm in the middle of class right now. And she said, mute your mic. I have to tell you something. So I muted my mic, and she said, you're going to try out for American Idol.
Wow.
And I lost it. I told my teacher, I was like, I'm going to have to leave the call. I have a family thing. So it was a really, really great experience, and I'm glad that I did it. And honestly, I can say this now, being almost 3 years since, I can say that I am really grateful it happened the way it did, because it helped me so much, not only as an artist, but as a human being. I think I've grown so much from that experience, and I've learned just sometimes you got to roll with the punches, and it's not the same story for everybody. I think I thought I knew in my head what my story with music was going to look like, and I was quickly humbled, and I had to rethink what music looked like for me, but I'm really glad that I did, because I don't think I would have chased it as passionately as I do now, or honestly, I don't think it would bring me the kind of joy it does now, because losing that side of it, that the chasing the fame, once that was knocked out of me pretty quick, I was able to actually fall in love with the music. And so I'm really grateful for not only the show, but what it taught me, and how I've grown since then. But it was a really cool experience, and it's a cool icebreaker to say that I was on a reality TV show, so I'm really grateful for it.
That is awesome. I'm looking at your bio still, and Katy Perry is one of the coaches. She described your voice as timeless. Now, that's a pretty big deal right there. And of course, getting to meet those folks. Now, was Katy Perry along with Luke Bryan and Lionel Richie the coaches at that time, or was it some different folks? I know they moved them around a little bit.
Yes, sir. It was the three of them.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
That's awesome. Man, I've been listening to Lionel Richie back when he was with the Commodores, and I'm showing my age now, but yeah, absolutely, some cool stuff. And then what a great songwriter too. You know, he told a funny story here recently about writing "Lady" for Kenny Rogers, one of his biggest hits. And they did a show together on CBS, and he had Lionel Richie come up and sing "Lady" with him. Mr. Kenny Rogers did, but Lionel Richie didn't even have the words to "Lady" down. He wrote that song basically while he was in the restroom. Sitting on the throne, literally, and wrote a song like that, you know, and I thought that was pretty cool of somebody that popular to tell that story, but that's kind of how "Lady" come about, because it was only one word, and that's all he had to the song. He just kind of had the hook and the melody. So tell us about your songwriting style. Is that kind of the way you do it? Do you need the hook or the melody, or do you lyrically come up with something and then put the music to it?
Well, it's funny. My dad, who, like you were saying earlier, is one of my main co-writers, would probably tell you that if I finished a song, if I finished the majority of my songs, I could have probably tens of thousands of songs finished by now. But I have a lot of trouble finishing them, and so I will start with just random lyrics, or sometimes a random melody or a hook. And honestly, I am really blessed to have a brain that is just music and words. I say blessed in this situation. When I'm in my math class at 8 a.m., it's not as much of a blessing. But when it comes to music, it definitely is. And so my brain, I feel like, is always turned on when it comes to hearing things that would sound great, like melodically, or words that would be a great hook, or sentences that would be a great lyric. And so I'm the type of person that in a conversation, when someone says something, I always perk up and I'm like, man, that would make a great song. I'm going to write that down. Or that sound that I hear over there would make a great melody. And so I definitely am a hectic songwriter, and I write whenever I feel like I need to. But I would say the thing I feel is my biggest strength would definitely be the melody, just because I've always, I feel like when people listen to music, you have the people who listen to the lyrics, the people who listen to the melody, and the people who listen to the instrumentation, and, you know, not everyone is listening to a song for the same reasons, and I think I've always been a melody person, and so that really translated from my listening to music into my writing of it, and I just think melodies are so important. So I definitely would think that's my biggest thing that I add to the songwriting process is my melodies, for sure. I love it, and I love a combination of all of it, you know, and that's what I'm really listening for. Been doing this show for 10 years now, coming up next month, and I really have an ear for what we play on the radio station, and we tag it New Country's Best, and that's actually our Twitter account as well. And by the way, your mom might be named Bethany, am I right? Yes, sir, she is. She followed me on Twitter right before the show, so I got a new Twitter follower, and I was like, Bethany Davidson, that might be Ansley's mom, because she's from Georgia, and she's wishing Herschel Walker from Georgia a happy birthday. and I watched Herschel Walker play football his whole career, so that again is showing my age. So hello, Bethany, glad to have you. And yeah, I'm over on Twitter at Tim Kelly on Air, and then our radio station account is at New Country's Best. But I felt so strong about your music, vocally and production-wise and everything, melody, and it just all fell together in that one video that I had to research some more. So I went out and got some of your other music, and I told you how many songs before we got on the air tonight that I've got of yours. So we got plenty to do this Triple Play Thursday show a couple of times for you. So. Thank you. Yeah, you got some really good music out there. You've been playing at some iconic venues, too, in Nashville, the Bluebird Cafe. That is awesome. And then Eddie's Attic in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm not familiar with that one, but tell us about some of that stuff. And then I don't know if you've done any of those songwriters rounds in Nashville or writers rounds that they do, but that always seems to intrigue me, too, to make some magic in that 3 or 4 hours or whatever that ends up being. Yeah, I would say hands down the Bluebird is the coolest place I've ever played, and hopefully one day I'll be able to say it's the second coolest after maybe I play the Grand Ole Opry, but that's a maybe and a someday. But right now I would say the Bluebird, and I actually played the Bluebird for the first time on my 17th birthday. I was up in Nashville with my 3 best friends and my mom and dad, and we were actually touring the Grand Ole Opry. We did the backstage tour, and my mom was like, hey, they're doing an open mic at the Bluebird. Like, what if I just called? And just calling ended up turning into, I think, about 30 calls to the Bluebird. And finally they were like, okay, like, we'll put you in and you can come to open mic tonight. And so I got to go, and I played 2 songs, and I got invited back, which was just the most magical feeling. The Bluebird has been someplace I've always wanted to play, and so getting to stand on that stage, it's even the greats. I think Garth Brooks said it once. He said it's one of those places that you just always get nervous.
Yeah.
And just because it's such hallowed ground, the ones that have come before you, there's a lot of pressure on that stage, and it's a very cool venue, and it's kind of the same feeling I get when I play Eddie's Attic. I'm a huge John Mayer fan, and John Mayer got his start at Eddie's Attic here in Atlanta, and
nice.
so it's really cool to get to go there and feel that history, and it just kind of flows through the floors in places like that, at the Bluebird and at Eddie's, and even those other songwriting venues in Nashville, you can just feel the magic of the songs that have come before you. And so it's really cool to get to sit in the same places where people have played number 1 hits for the first time, or people have played life-changing songs that we'll never hear on the radio. And so it's just a really cool thing to be able to humble yourself and realize how you're a part of history when you play those venues, and it's just a really cool thing.
That is a cool thing, and and being as young as you are, to be able to see that history at that age, I went to WSM Radio and toured their studios when we toured the Gaylord in Nashville, and I saw some history that I didn't even know, like, for instance, Pat Sajak, who hosts his Wheel of Fortune. He's been on that program for 40 years now, but he was a disc jockey at WSM Radio way before Wheel of Fortune, and so I didn't know that until about 5-6 years ago. So that's really cool to see all of those things that you're seeing at such a young age. So neat stuff. I think I might have got your next song title figured out. You called the Bluebird Cafe about 30 times. I think the title for your next song is She Don't Take No for an Answer.
That might be it. Might have to write that one.
Yeah, there's your title. She don't take no for an answer. And in this business as an independent artist, you hear that word a lot, I'm sure. And we all hear it in our lives at a lot of points in our lives. But that, like I said, when we play the artists like from American Idol, like yourself, or Team Blake of The Voice, and they don't win the program, but that doesn't stop them. They don't give up. They keep going and keep making this great original music that I feel needs to be on the radio, like yours. Then it just seems to fuel the fire and push you a little bit further to want to keep going. And unfortunately, COVID put a hold on yours, but you haven't stopped. Here we are.
Yes, sir.
So you definitely, you don't take no for an answer. You have a passion for what you're doing, don't you? And you're going to keep going.
Oh yes, I definitely believe in. My mom has always said since my brothers and I were little that hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. So you can have all the talent in the world and still get told no. So I think it takes a lot of brushing yourself off. You have to get back up when you get knocked down. So I think working hard can sometimes outplay the best of the best when it comes to talent. So that's definitely something I live by.
I love that. And you got this other thing going for you, and we talked about that in the opening. You're writing songs with your dad. Your mom is telling you need to do something in country music. You've got that family support of mom and dad, and I don't know if you have any brothers and sisters or not, but you got them behind you, and there's nothing better. I've been doing this long enough to figure out if mom and dad believe in their child and that they have talent, they will promote them until the very end, and I've seen that time and time again.
Oh, yes. I actually have 3 big brothers, so I have 3 built-in bodyguards and 2
You're gonna need them.
Promoters. So I'm set for life when it comes to my family. I definitely, I do not take for granted the cheerleaders that I have, because I decided to chase music, and that was a different thing for our family. We were athletes for the longest time, and I was terrified to tell not only my brothers but my dad and my mom that I was gonna quit basketball. I thought the world was gonna end if I said that. And it actually turns out that it has only made our family grow closer. I think the fact that there's just this new thing that we can all rally around, and they're just they're just the best, and I could talk about them all day.
Right.
But they really are the best. So
Love it.
I love them, and I'm really grateful for them.
That is awesome. And another cool thing, and you brought it up a little bit when that your mom comes into the class and says that you're going to audition for American Idol. A young lady like yourself, what does your classmates think about you being a country music and getting radio airplay and all that kind of cool stuff?
Well, I actually, cool enough, get to go to a school where it's a lot of kids who share passions like me. So I go to school with a lot of golfers and equestrian and kids who are the best of the best at what they do, and so we all get to share that in common. But it is an interesting thing when things happen and people will say like, "Oh, you gonna write a song about that, Ansley?" Or they just released senior superlatives, and I got most likely to win a Grammy. So it's definitely something I'm known for, and it's a cool thing to get to see people who are really good at what they do honor something that I feel like I'm pretty good at. So it's a cool thing. We all get to be each other's cheerleaders with that, but it's very interesting. I try to keep it a little low key, but sometimes it can be hard. So.
Yeah. Well, the coolest thing for me in doing this radio program and these interviews like we're doing tonight is that for the last 10 years, I've got to look back on you guys' careers and see you flourish, and a lot of you getting mainstream radio airplay and walking across stages at the Grand Ole Opry and performing there. Mae Estes, that I've interviewed twice, just recently did it March the 4th, and I think you'll get there too. You mentioned it in the interview. So that's what's cool to me, is getting to watch you guys get going in your careers, and I get to look back and say, hey, I talked to them on the radio, or I knew them way back then, and she was just getting started, and you get better when you hone your craft. And so the songs that we're playing tonight, these are great, but I know you're just going to get better and better and better.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
That means a lot. Thank you.
Tell us about this debut song that we found you on for the video called Forget Me Not. Tell us about this one real quick, and then we'll play it.
Yeah, this one's a funny one, but I wrote it after a guy that I had been talking to, I guess you could say. I don't want to say we were dating. I don't want to give him that to stand on, but we had ended it, and he thought it was all right and okay to go and ask my best friend what she had been up to and what she was doing, and if she wanted to go on a date. And of course, the second he reached out to her, my best friend told me, because that's what best friends do. But it was something where I was like, this is really annoying, but it would make quite the song if we could just tell this boy to leave us alone, to stop hitting up my friends, to stop causing a scene and acting like his life is so sad when we weren't even really dating. So I wrote this song just about that, kind of send a message to him about that and just be like, hey, it's time to move on. Let me go, kind of thing. So yeah, that's what this one's about.
That's awesome. I almost brought that up in the songwriting questions that I was asking you earlier, because you're a young person and dating and falling in love and all that thing happens, and good songs come out of all of that, whether it goes good or bad. And I hear that all the time on the radio too. So you just explained that for us. That is Forget Me Not, and there's a great video to the song. Tell us a little bit about that and where you shot the video and everything, and how cool was that?
Yeah, it was cool. It was an incredible experience. I really loved it. I got to shoot it with some amazing guys, and they were really great at their jobs. And I got to shoot it in Marietta, Georgia, which was really, really cool. So I did that, and it was kind of a almost hometown thing, which is a cool thing to do. And we got to write up the script and really just dive into this song, and it was just such a wild and cool experience because I had never done anything like that before. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I hope to do it again someday.
So, well, that was going to be my next question. Does acting kind of interest you after shooting a video like that?
Yes, I actually, growing up, always thought I was going to be on Broadway. So I was a theater kid growing up, and I still have a heart for the theater, and I love live theater and everything about that. And so it was a cool thing to get to kind of step back into my younger self and put back on my acting shoes and try that again. And I definitely love it just as much now as I did then, so it was a really cool experience.
Well, you picked a cool show, or we picked a cool show for you to get on tonight, because I just interviewed Caleb Martin, who is currently in the series 1923, Prelude to Yellowstone, with Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren. He's playing with those folks, and he's a country music artist as well. So we just had a great radio interview tonight. So you guys are super, super talented, and that's how we get you on this program, and we love having you on. We're going to play the song Forget Me Not right now with Ansley Davidson, and then I want to come back and talk some more about the folks that you've opened for, and we'll ask you a question that I ask a lot of artists, but I don't tell you ahead of time. So we'll be back with Ansley Davidson after Forget Me Not on KICR Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on Triple Play Thursday.
Not to make things awkward, but out of all the things that I've heard, here's the worst. You're now faking hurt when, if I remember it correctly, you needed your space, not me. Left me burned. Well, I hope you learned. Don't know what you got till you lose it, lose it. Yeah, boy, I wish that you would, you would. Forget me not, go and hit up all of my friends. Forget me not, act like you're the victim instead. Forgive me for wishing that we never met. Just forget me, forget me, forget me. Get me out of your head. Not everything's about you. I hate to be the one to tell you so. Crush your ego, but not every love is tragic. When you get so dramatic, comprendo. Adios. Forget me not, go and hit up all of my friends. Forget me not, act like you're the victim instead. Forgive me for wishing that we never met. Just forget me, forget me, forget me. Get me out of your head. Yeah, I'm over you, so get over yourself. Go play your games with somebody else. Forgive me not. Oh, forgive me not. Forgive me not, go and hit up all of my friends. Forgive me not, act like you're the victim instead. Forgive me for wishing that we never met. Just forget me, forget me, forget me. Get me out of your head. Oh, get me out of your head. Please get me out of your head. I go and hit up all of my friends. Forgive me not, act like you're the victim instead.
Her name is Ansley Davidson. That is called Forget Me Not. And don't forget to check out the video to that one, playing 24/7 on our TV channel, ICTV, Indie Country TV, powered by Strim. Well, you've got to perform with some great folks as well. My good buddy, Mr. Eric Dodd, who called me before the show. You guys have performed together. Chuck Cannon, Rivers Rutherford. I'm looking at Christian Bush from the group Sugarland. I know who he is. Rhett Akins. That's some good stuff. Dina Carter.
Yes, I've been honored to open for some very cool artists and some artists I look up to for sure, so it's been a blessing.
Yeah, absolutely. Has there been a venue or, a favorite crowd that you've enjoyed, or maybe the food or something like that you've enjoyed so far playing in front of folks?
Yeah, that's a great question. I got to open for the band Restless Road in Atlanta about this time last year, and that was such an incredible experience. I got to hang out with the band and really experience that backstage vibe, and getting You're On in 5 called over the intercoms, and I got to do it with one of my good friends who played guitar for me and who is now actually on tour with Ernest, so it was really cool that I got him first kind of thing, but very proud of him, and he's killing it. but it was a really cool experience to get to do that and get to see artists who were not too much older than me, but were a little bit farther ahead of me when it came to this whole chasing their dreams thing. So I got to kind of sit back and watch them do their thing, and I would say that was probably one of my favorites I've got to do.
I knew I'd heard of the group. I haven't played them in a while. I'm going to have to tag their Facebook page. Maybe I'll play 3 of theirs tonight. I've got 8 of their songs. They are fantastic. Yeah.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, absolutely. Restless Road. So, yeah, definitely go check them out. So there comes this question that I was telling you. I don't ask any artist any prepared questions or anything like that. Been doing lots of these interviews, and I like them all to be unique and different, and you get to tell your story of country music. But what is your dream gig, Ansley? Who would you like to maybe either open for that you haven't, or perform a duet with live on stage? Who might be some names that we might know?
Oh, man.
Isn't that a loaded question?
It is. Well, when it comes to artists who I would just love to honestly just share the same stage as, let alone sing with, I'd have to say Trisha Yearwood.
Mm-hmm.
I was raised on Trisha, and I love her music, and one of the first songs I can remember like singing in the shower was She's in Love with the Boy. So I would have to say Trisha is one of my number ones. But I mean, man, everybody from the moderns like Kelsey Ballerini and Morgan Wallen and those names to Dolly and Garth and Reba. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. But there's definitely a lot of names. Anyone that would be willing to share a stage with me and sing a song with me, I would be honored to. But I'd have to say Trisha is probably the highest on my list.
That is awesome. You know, and there's always food talk in our chat room, and there is right now, and I'm seeing that. And Trisha's got her own cooking show, so that's pretty cool too, huh?
Yes, very cool.
Yeah. So, and I'm sure you like to cook.
I would love to say I do, but I know how to make probably PB&J's and ramen noodles.
Is that right?
And that is about it. So I got youngest child syndrome when it comes to that. I can make a really good bowl of cereal, but that's about it.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. We're going to tell the folks right now we need some ramen noodle recipes in our chat room, and I love ramen noodles, and my daughter does too, and she calls them Roman noodles, but I'll just throw that out there. She does. But, yeah, I love them over a grilled chicken breast. I'll take those ramen noodles and just scoop them out of the pan with a fork and put them right over the chicken and eat them just like that, and it's chicken and noodles. There you go, instantly.
There you go.
So, yeah, I love it. Well, you have been fantastic to talk to tonight, and I hope you come back real soon and we can do this again, because I sure got a lot more music of yours to play, way more than 3, but we'll get 2 more for you tonight. Trouble with Georgia is going to be the next one, and I thought that's a pretty appropriate song since you're from Georgia, and the song's great, so let's play that. And then the third one will be your pick to kick off the top of hour number 3. How's that sound?
That sounds great.
Awesome. Where can folks reach you on social media if they do want to check out the rest of your music and they can't wait for me to be on the air again tomorrow night?
Yeah, well, I'm Ansley Davidson Music everywhere. So Ansley, 2 E's, no Y, a little different, a little funky, but that's me. So you can find me on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. I'm all over there. So I'd love if you'd come hang out on the socials. That'd be great.
Well, I'm sure glad I found you on YouTube and clicked on play to Forget Me Not, because this has been very memorable. I will never forget it, and hopefully you'll come back in a couple of months. And I don't know if you're still in school or not, but I hope you have a great rest of your season and a great Memorial Day, and we'll definitely be seeing you on the radio. And I have nothing booked for June or July, so if you'd like to come back, just hit me up or have Eric do it, and we'll definitely have you back on. I've had a blast.
Yeah, me too. I'm so honored that you had me come on here, and I've loved getting to talk to you about all of this. So it's been super cool. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Her name is Ansley Davidson. This is called The Trouble with Georgia on Today's Country from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on Triple Play Thursday.
17 River Street on that candy apple high. That town taught us how fast love could fly. Tripping on cobblestone. is a memory we made or a picture we took. Savannah, Helena, to that first kiss, Magnolia. You're just around the corner, and that's the trouble with Georgia. Took off to Tennessee, would these feelings still follow me? 'Cause everywhere I go, everywhere I look, is a memory we made or a picture we took. Savannah, Helena, to that first kiss, Magnolia. You're just around the corner, and that's the trouble with Georgia. See, the trouble with Georgia is you're on my mind. The trouble with Georgia, I can't leave you behind. 'Cause everywhere I go, everywhere that I look, is a memory we made or a picture we took. Savannah, Helena, to that first kiss, Magnolia. The trouble with Georgia. That's the trouble with Georgia. That's the trouble. That's the trouble with. That's the trouble. That's the trouble with. That's the trouble. That's the trouble with. That's the trouble.
Another hour of the best in new country starts now on Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
We were fresh out of cap and gown, holding on to something tame. A million memories in this tall brown town. One last summer left to dream. 4 bare feet on that red clay shore, skipping stones like we were kids. And we'd been there but never there before. I still hate you for that first kiss. Just like July, fire in our eyes, burning as hot as that midsummer night. Falling too fast, but gone in a flash. Just like those fireworks we knew wouldn't last. Hell of a ride, boy, you and I, just like July. My
in the triple play for Ansley Davidson. She said, I think we played Just Like July. Summer's coming up, and that's a great summertime feeling song. And boy, I have to agree, I'm going to be playing that one this summer. Ansley Davidson, what a great young lady she is, and super, super talented. Go check her out on her website. I've been looking at it the whole interview. It is AnsleyDavidson.com. Real simple. And Ansley is A-N-S-L-E-E. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Well, welcome to hour number 3 of Today's Country with yours truly, Tim Kelly, hosting the show. Let's kick it off in style with the King. How about that? No, I'm not talking about George Strait. I'm talking about Randall King and his song, You in a Honky Tonk, on Today's Country from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
Cotton flannel on a front porch swing, leather jacket and some tight blue jeans. Don't get me started on the things I think when you're wearing nothing but them soft white sheets. Yeah. Listen, baby, you can put on anything, but what drives me crazy is seeing you in a honky tonk. The way you're slipping that neon on, girl, there ain't a look you can't pull off. Nothing turns me on like you in a honky tonk. Smoke rings, glowing greens and reds, they hug your body like a long black dress. It's tailor-made for your silhouette. Nothing steals my breath like seeing you in a honky tonk. The way you're slipping that neon on, girl, there ain't a look you can't pull off. Nothing turns me on like you in a honky tonk. Sipping and swaying and singing, girl, all I'm saying is it fits you like a glove. Listen, baby, you can put on anything, but I just go crazy seeing you in a honky tonk. The way you're slipping that neon on, girl, there ain't a look you can't pull off. Nothing turns me on like you in a honky tonk. The way you're slipping that neon on, girl, there ain't a look you can't pull off. But nothing turns me on like you in a honky tonk. Oh, in a honky tonk, in a honky tonk.
Song number 2.
She looks good, I mean real good. She got that thing about her, she got that glow around her. It's been folded, but every time I hold it, I just can't believe you can fit in that much. Pretty in a 3x3. She's in that red dress, white ribbon in her hair, smiling at me, standing there, bare feet on a salty shore. Her eyes shine through the faded ink. Everything about it's bittersweet. Yes, she might be in this Polaroid, but she ain't in the picture anymore. There's a corner ripped off Her name's in a heart at the bottom. There's a tear stain down the middle where I've cried a little over that red dress, white ribbon in her hair, smiling at me standing there, bare feet on a salty shore. Her eyes shine through the faded ink, everything about it's bittersweet. Yes, she might be in this Polaroid, but she ain't in the picture anymore. She ain't in this house, this room, or this town. She ain't in this bed I'm laying in right now. Now she's in a red dress, white ribbon in her hair, smiling at me standing there, cutting me right straight to the core. Her eyes shine through the faded ink, everything about it's bittersweet, because she might be in this Polaroid, she ain't in the picture anymore. Yeah, she might be in this Polaroid, but she ain't in the picture anymore. She looks good, I mean real good.
Once again, his name is Randall King from the great state of Texas. He is great as well. That is called In the Picture, and before that, You in a Honky Tonk. You can go see Randall King in a honky tonk. He is playing all over the country, big venues, small venues. He's been to Midnight Rodeo in Springfield, Missouri, just north of Branson a couple of times. He has performed at the Grand Ole Opry. He made his debut last year on March the 15th and went back this year on March the 15th to commemorate the one-year anniversary. Randall King, fantastic artist and great vocals as well. Many people are calling him the next George Strait. I truly believe he could be. This next song has a video attached to it. You can check it out 24/7 on our TV channel ICTV, Indie Country TV. It is a fan favorite around here. It is called Hey Moon from Randall King on Today's Country from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on Triple Play Thursday.
Hey moon, it's me again, that guy that's always checking back in. How's she doing? I'm hoping better than I've been. Hey moon, there's someone you see that stands between her love and me, and I miss her. Damn, I miss her. Hey moon, I'm giving it all that I got. Hey moon, I'm down to my last shot, and I know that it's crazy talking to a rock in the sky. Oh, but I gotta try. Hey moon, is she looking up from her room and thinking of us? Has she been tucked in, wondering where I've been, dreaming about seeing me again? Hey moon, I'm giving it all that I got. Hey moon, I'm down to my last shot, and I know that it's crazy talking to a rock in the sky, but I gotta try. Hey moon, hey moon, if
Great country tunes on the radio.
Get it. Today's country.
I love absolutely every single song they play. This station is dangerously good.
This is Today's Country.
I like the music.
I like the DJs.
There's even more to like.
I like everything about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
More of today's new country now.
I love the music.
You're listening to KICR Indie Country Radio, syndicated worldwide, playing new country's best.
And this is my kind of country.
New country.
New country.
New country.
I'm out of gas and I'm out of cash and my credit card was declined. Been walking for the last 3 miles and I'm almost out of my mind. No self-service, about the worst day until I walked in. And even if you have to pretend that you wanna be my friend, I'm all in. I'm into what you're wearing, I'm into your perfume. I'd like to sit at your table if you could make a little more room. Pardon me for staring, but girl, I caught your grin. And even if you have to pretend that you wanna be my friend, I'm all in. I was out of luck with my old truck, no, I'm asking you on a date. I was going fishing down by the river, but baby, I'm out of bait. I lost my girl, lost my world, but with you I might just win. And even if you have to pretend that you wanna be my friend, I'm all in. I'm into what you're wearing, I'm into your perfume. If you'd like to climb up in my truck, I could make a little more room. Pardon me for staring, but girl, I caught your grin. And even if you have to pretend that you wanna be my friend, I'm all in. Thanks for the bait and gas, I hope this'll last. But the fish ain't biting, so let's jump on in. Some Earl, I love playing them old tunes. Pardon me for staring, but girl, I caught your grin. And even if you have to pretend that you wanna be my friend, I'm all in. Yeah, pardon me for staring, but girl, I caught your grin. And even if you have to pretend that you wanna be my friend, I'm all in. I'm all in, baby.
Song number 2.
The music has ended, the lights alright. The stage is empty, not a sign of the crowd. Trying to be somebody to everybody can make a good wife feel lonely. So I'm writing you a love song, nothing about anything wrong, just the good stuff. Ain't no time to be tough. Gonna wear it on my sleeve, bring whatever you need, yeah. Ain't even gonna try to be strong, 'cause I'm writing you a love song. Ain't even gonna think about it, just let it flow. Everything I'm feeling, I want you to know. Baby, you're a gift God gave me in this world. your heart, your soul, and your body, girl. So I'm writing you a love song. Nothing about anything wrong, just the good stuff. Ain't no time to be tough. Gonna wear it on my sleeve. Bring whatever you need, yeah. Ain't even gonna try to be strong, 'cause I'm writing you a love song. I see our front porch light. I can't wait to see your smile. It ain't no mystery, girl, you're this man's dream. So I'm writing you a love song. Nothing about anything wrong, just the good stuff. There ain't no time to be tough. I'm gonna wear it on my sleeve. Bring whatever you need, yeah. Ain't even gonna try to be strong, 'cause I'm writing you a love song. I'm writing you a love song. Sing it all night long. I'm writing you a love song. I'm writing you a love song.
His name is Glenn Shelton, and that is making his radio debut tonight on KICR Indie Country Radio, writing you a love song, and before that, another great song called I'm All In. We just became friends this week on social media, and I've been so busy, I have yet to reach out to him for a radio interview. So, Glenn, I know I'm going to tag you in this playlist tonight, and I hope you're listening, my friend. We are going to get you on a radio interview with yours truly on the program. And tonight you're on Triple Play Thursday as well, getting 3 songs in a row. Gotta love that. And I love your music, absolutely. So I'm all in. Hit me up for a radio interview. IndieCountryRadio@yahoo.com is our email address. Third song in the Triple Play for Glenn Shelton. It is called Dying to Live on Today's Country from KICR Indie Country Radio, New Country's best.
Holding on and letting go ain't easy, but life goes on for the ones that leave behind, with memories and tears to cry. I know they meant the world to you, but love is as deep as the wound, and there'll be good days and bad days, sunshine and hard rain, laughter and tears, faith and some fears. Love's the only thing that's worth giving, and if you ain't dying to live today, my friend, you ain't living. You felt like you died within. No, you don't feel, but it's time to begin. 'Cause they love to live each day, and they don't want you to be this way. And God knows what you're going through, 'cause his son died on a cross for you. And there'll be good days and bad days, sunshine and hard rain, laughter and tears, faith and some fears. Love's the only thing that's worth giving, and if you ain't dying to live today, my friend, you ain't living. Oh yeah, just start living. We all grieve in different ways, but embrace the gift of today. There's no guarantee of time until we all reach the other side. And there'll be good days and bad days,
sunshine and hard rain, laughter and tears, faith and some fears. Love's the only thing that's worth giving. And if you ain't dying to live today, my friend, oh, if you ain't dying to live today, my friend, you ain't living.
Country sounds like this.
I'd rather drink a hot beer, build a fire in the pouring rain, burn all of my fishing gear, then set sail in a hurricane.
And this.
I don't want to be a good time girl, arm around my shoulder, shutting down your favorite bar.
And this.
99 Halo couldn't take you away.
You're listening to the best in new country music on KICR Indie Country Radio.
There's a lot of things in common between me and old Jack D. You could never handle your whiskey, and you could never handle me. And I know you can't forget how good we look dressed up in black, and how your night gets better after both our seals are cracked. So don't ask me no questions, honey, if you don't want the truth. 'Cause baby, I'm that full strength, I don't want your A proof. Yeah, I'm hard to live with, but harder to live without. So don't put ice in my whiskey, 'cause you can't water me down. Now that label sure is pretty, but I'm a heavy pour. And if you ain't real careful, boy, you'll end up on the floor. And I know you think that hangover won't hang on very long, but that pounding in your chest will be there long after I'm gone. So don't ask me no questions, honey, if you don't want the truth. 'Cause baby, I'm that full strength, no, I don't want your 80 proof. Yeah, I'm hard to live with, but harder to live without. So don't put ice in my whiskey, 'cause you can't water me down. You can try to chase me, but you won't ever catch up. And you can buy a cheap replacement, but it won't ever be enough. So don't ask me no questions, honey, if you don't want the truth. 'Cause baby, I'm that full strength, no, I don't want your 100 proof. Yeah, I'm hard to live with, but harder to live without. So don't put ice in my whiskey, 'cause you can't water me down. No, don't put ice in my whiskey, 'cause you can't water me down.
Song number 2.
She's your Sunday morning, and I'm your Friday night. She's your top shelf, treat yourself, and I'm a cold Miller Lite. She's a pretty sundress, I'm an old ripped pair of jeans. She's a shiny new sports car, and I'm a 69 Shelby GT. But I don't wanna be a good time
shoulder, shutting down your favorite bar. I don't wanna be your good time girl. Never seen you sober, only see you in the dark. And I'm not asking you to give me the world, but I don't wanna be your good time girl. She's a vase of flowers and I'm a rose tattoo. She's a light shade of yellow and I'm a darker shade of blue. She's a fairy tale on paper, a sure bet you could never lose. But you ain't fooling me, boy, 'cause when you're holding me, your heart tells the truth. I don't wanna be your good time girl, arm round my shoulder, shutting down your favorite bar. I don't wanna be your good time girl, never seen you sober, only see you in the dark. And I'm not asking you to give me the world, but I don't wanna be your good time girl. I know you think you love her, but we can't go on like this. There's so much more between us than just another midnight kiss. But I don't wanna be your good time girl, arm round my shoulder, shutting down your favorite bar. I don't wanna be your good time girl, never seen you sober, only see you in the dark. And I'm not asking you to give me the world. No, no, I'll never be your diamonds and pearls, but I don't wanna be your good time girl. No, I don't wanna be your good time girl.
That is the song that started it all for that young lady, and that's how I found her on a great little app called TikTok where she posted it. It is called Good Time Girl, and she is Taylor Austin Dye. She will be here 1 week from this coming Monday on the 24th, and we will have a good time talking to that girl live on the radio. You can check out our full live radio interview schedule, and it is updated almost daily. We are still booking, and you can check it out at the bottom of the homepage of our website at KICR.IndieCountryRadio.com. I cannot wait to speak to Taylor Austin Dye. Super talented young lady. Her latest song has a video to it. You can check out on our TV channel, ICTV Indie Country TV, powered by Strim. It is called Rest in Peace from Taylor Austin Dye on KICR Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
J. Michael Adams, 35, Kentucky born, and he survived by his wife and his 3 boys. Good Lord. Plain wooden casket, peace lilies in a wicker basket. Dry eyes, it's no surprise he was living on borrowed time. Who did it? Who done did it? Somebody took one for the team. Who did it? Who done did it? Never gonna find out it was me. She called me up at 3:15. Big sister, he hit me. Enough is enough, said give me 15. His blood's bigger than whiskey. I waited long enough till he was blackout drunk. Cinder blocked on the pedal, threw him in his truck. Ashes to ashes and dust to dust. Who did it? Who done did it? Never gonna find out it was me. Who did it? Who done did it? Take it to the
still crying, and the preacher keeps on lying. No, he was not a man of God, 'cause he'd been called too many times. He was a thief and a cheater, a natural born deceiver. But the moment that he beat her, his ass was mine. She called me up at 3:15. Big sister, he hit me. Enough is enough, say give me 15. His butt's thicker than whiskey. I waited long enough till he was blackout drunk. Cinder block on the pedal, threw him in his truck. Ashes to ashes and dust to dust. Who did it? Who done did it? Never gonna find out it was me. Who did it? Who done did it? Take it to the grave, baby, rest in She called me up at 3:15. Big sister, he hit me. Enough is enough, say give me 15. His butt's thicker than whiskey. I waited long enough till he was blackout drunk. Cinder block on the pedal, threw him in his truck. Ashes to ashes and dust to dust. Who did it? Who done did it? Never gonna find out it was me. Who did it? Who done did it? Take it to the grave, baby, rest in peace.
In a world, there was one man, Tim Kelly, and there was only one radio station, Indie Country Radio.
Long tan legs and cut off jeans, button down tie blowing in the breeze, and the way she looks at my baseball game. How do you not love a girl like that? My 150 never looks so good. The way she's leaning up against that hood, just humming along to Johnny Cash. How do you not love a girl like that? She ain't no angel, but damn if she ain't close as you can get. She's a rag top down, a wind blowing round Carolina sunset. She's got me tripping like I'm sipping on some whiskey in a glass. How do you not love a girl like that? Oh, how do you not love a girl like that? A southern drawl and a kiss me grin, deep blue eyes you wanna get lost in. She keeps tracing her fingers down my back. Oh, how do you not love a girl like that? She ain't no angel, but damn if she ain't close as you can get. She's a rag top down, a wind blowing round Carolina sunset. She's got me tripping like I'm sipping on some whiskey in a glass. How do you not love a girl like that? How do you not love a girl like that? If she ain't close as you can get, she's a rag top down, a wind blowing round Carolina sunset. She's got me tripping like I'm sipping on some whiskey in a glass. How do you not love a girl like that? How do you not love a girl like that? Tell me, how do you not love a girl like that? How do you not love a girl like that?
Song number 2.
Saw you coming, you hit me like a runaway train. Girl, you're something, and I may never be the same. Just one look and I'm losing control, all tangled up like an old back road, begging for a crash and burn. 'Cause I swerve, leaning into you and your curves. White knuckles on the wheel, kind of turns. Wrapped up in your arms, girl, tearing through the dark, on the verge of slamming into love heart first. Girl, ain't nobody gonna get hurt. I can't live without you, crazy about you. Whenever I'm around you, I swerve. Your good morning smile starts my day upside down. I walk out the door and I'll end up turning back around. Straight back to you, girl, fast as I can. Forget about work and what I had planned. Baby, you ain't gotta say a word, 'cause I swerve, leaning into you and your curves. White knuckles on the wheel, kinda turns. Wrapped up in your arms, girl, tearing through the dark, on the verge, slamming into love heart first. Girl, ain't nobody gonna get hurt. I can't live without you, crazy about you. Whenever I'm around you, I swear. Yeah, baby, I'm on the verge of slamming into love heart first. Well, baby, I've already learned I can't live without you, crazy about you. Whenever I'm around you, I swerve, slamming into love heart first. Girl, ain't nobody gonna get hurt. I can't live without you, crazy about you. Whenever I'm around you, I swerve. Oh yeah, straight into you I swerve.
His name is Kevin Nichols, A Girl Like That, and that song is called Swerve. I tell you what, if you're not careful in listening to this radio station, you got to do a lot of swerving because you might run into a great country song. I've hit several tonight, absolutely. I just push play on them. That's what I do. Let's do it again for Kevin Nichols. This is called Town Like Mine.
Straight song. If you work and go to church with the same boots on, if it's y'all come back on a welcome sign, damn, you gotta be from a town like mine. If your roots grow deep and your pines grow tall, if you got a little country in the way you talk, if your smoke's homegrown and your cheap beer's cold, if there's dirt on your ride cause there's dirt on your road, you just might be from somewhere just like me, probably raised up like me, just like me. If you drink Jack straight to a George Strait song, if you work and go to church with the same boots on, if it's y'all come back on a welcome sign, damn, you gotta be from a town like mine. Oh, 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 oh. 'cause you don't get nothing that you don't earn. You just might be from somewhere just like me, probably raised up like me, just like me. If you drank Jack straight to a George Strait song, if you work and go to church with the same boots on, if it's y'all come back on a welcome sign, damn, you gotta be from a town like mine. From a town like mine. If you drank Jack straight to a George Strait song, yeah, and if you work and go to church with the same boots on. If you drank Jack straight to a George Strait song, if you work and go to church with the same boots on, y'all come back on a welcome sign. Damn, you gotta be from a town like mine. From a town like mine. From a town like mine. From a town like mine.
Hey y'all, it's May Estes, and you're listening to Tim Kelly on KICR Indie Country Radio.
Well, I'm sure God's got a lot of strikes against me. I don't always make it to church on Sunday. Been known to use 4-letter words, and too often I forget to pray unless I'm in trouble. I like my whiskey strong and double. Lord knows I spend a lot of nights sitting on this church pew bar stool, listening to the sinners in the pool, talking about their broken hearts. 'Cause in here you come as you are, can't help but think the man upstairs is cool. With me on this church pew bar stool. Last week I missed the preacher's sermon, but I was helping Joe unload some burdens. 'Cause he lost his job and lost his wife. So I had a holy Saturday night, sitting on this church pew bar stool, listening to the sinners and the fools, talking about their broken hearts. 'Cause in here you come as you are, can't help but think the man upstairs is cool. With me on this church pew bar stool. The good book said to do what he would do, and I do. Sitting on this church pew bar stool, listening to the sinners and the fools, talking about their broken hearts. 'Cause in here you'll come as you are, can't help but think the man upstairs is cool. With me on this church pew bar stool. Church pew bar stool. Church pew bar stool.
Song number 2.
less bar in this town I go drinking. One less beach to watch that red sun sinking. One less number in my phone. One less way to get back home. One less church to go to pray. If less is more is what they say, then I got one more, almost got it right. One more string of sleepless nights. One more tell myself it's gonna be okay. One more, man, what could have been? One more, why this had to end? One more empty bottle in this world, 'cause of one less girl. One less favorite song that I'll be playing. One less I love you that I'll be saying. One less pair of blue-green eyes. One less car parked in my drive. One less dance out in the rain. If less is more is what they say, then I got one more, almost got it right. One more string of sleepless nights. One more tell myself it's gonna be okay. One more, man, what could have been? One more, why this had to end? One more empty bottle in this world, 'cause of one less girl that I still want, that I still need, that I can't stop thinking about. That took my breath, took my heart, can't live without. One more, almost got it right. One more string of sleepless nights. One more tell myself it's gonna be okay, okay. One more, man, what could have been? One more, why this had to end? One more empty bottle in this world, 'cause of one less girl. One less girl.
One Less Girl and Church Pew Bar Stool from J.D. Shelburne, the gentleman that always concludes my show. Well, that means it is time for the conclusion. That's going to do it for this week's edition of Triple Play Thursday. I want to thank my special guest, actor and singer-songwriter Caleb Martin. Wow, he was fantastic. We had a great time talking on the radio tonight. Check him out on the radio and television in the series 1923, a tribute and preview to Yellowstone. Ansley Davidson, what a great young lady she was and is, and I want to have her back on the show real soon. I had a great time talking to her as well. AnsleyDavidson.com is her website. Go check her out on all of her social media over there. Tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Central Time, join me for New Music Friday. I've got a boatload of brand new music never before played on this radio show, so we'll debut a lot of new music tomorrow night, and then I will have Pauline Brown from Canada, and Mr. Jeff Best is going to join me on the program tomorrow night, so another couple of great radio interviews for that show. Today's Country with Tim Kelly is produced by Tim Kelly Productions. Like us there on Facebook, and we will like you right back. Until next time, I will see you on the radio. Bye-bye, everybody.
I can put you in a corner.